It's been a couple of months now since we were preoccupied with the War of the Bounty Hunters series, but now that's all over and done with. Now comes an even more exciting series setting up not only Return of the Jedi, but The Mandalorian and a couple of sequel trilogy things, unfortunately. But December we start with the Star Wars Crimson Reign series. This will showcase the biggest threat since the rebellion to the Empire. In fact, if I could compare the Crimson Dawn and Qi'ra leading them, I would say Qi'ra is a dark version of Leia, and the Crimson Dawn is basically a dark version of the Rebellion. They are coming for Vader's and Palpatine's throat. And what I will reveal in this video today will shock you, since Qi'ra has a lot more information than we previously thought. So Star Wars Crimson Reign issue number 1 will come in December, continuing the saga of Qi'ra and the Crimson Dawn crime syndicate. But we all know that the Crimson Dawn was first led by Darth Maul, or what he was known for by then was just Maul. In fact, in Solo: A Star Wars Story in the movie, we see that Qi'ra was a direct protege of Maul himself. And so now you will start to understand the pieces, put the pieces together basically, of how big of a threat Qi'ra really is. We got 5 preview pages from StarWars.com. The first page starts way in the future. There are a couple of people that are approaching a circular holocron of sorts. These people that are activating the holocron definitely seem to be Force sensitives, and since we don't have a lot of Force sensitives in the galaxy after Return of the Jedi, activating this holocron is probably an older Luke with Ben Solo too. From this holocron emerges a familiar figure to Qi'ra and the Crimson Dawn, who are now presumably long gone. You have accessed this record using the light side of the Force. This is why I think Luke Skywalker actually activated this. The dark side would have sufficed as well. The Force is the Force in my mind, says the mysterious figure. Now we get a clear picture of this figure, and it is later revealed to have been the right hand of Qi'ra. This is the story of a woman named Qi'ra, says the figure, grew up a scrum rat in the sewers of Corellia. Trapped and afraid, she used her skill, cunning, and will to rise to great heights, to rule a group called Crimson Dawn. When she found them, they were killers, liars, and thieves, led by a monster. Of course, we all know this monster she's referring to is Maul. They remained those things under her hand, but she gave them something the monster had not. She gave them a purpose. We cut back to the Vermilion. We also see here that Ochi Bestoon is attending together with the rest of the gang. So the timeline basically of this happening is right after Darth Vader issue number 17, which we covered yesterday. We saw that Ochi Bestoon is actually a secret spy of the Crimson Dawn as well. He releases Qi'ra from imprisonment and now is revealed to have been working for her all this time. Qi'ra planned and schemed, says the figure, and prepared, but most importantly she searched for those few special people in the galaxy with the skill, power, and will to help make her dream a reality. She brought them all together. Now we see the upper echelon of the Crimson Dawn. Qi'ra is the leader, but she also had gathered the Knights of Ren, which will become prominent figures in the future, as we see in the sequel trilogy, Chenneth Cha and the Orphans, Deathstick, and Ochi Bestoon. Now we see Qi'ra's inner circle, Margot and Trinia, Qi'ra's closest advisors within the Dawn, and myself. Now the figure says, I have a name, but most simply call me what I am, the Archivist. So you could say this is a dark version of Jocasta Nu. She is the Jocasta Nu of the Crimson Dawn. And when we were there, standing before her on her great beautiful ship, the Vermilion, she told us the truth. Now Qi'ra finally starts talking to the gang. I know a secret, says Qi'ra. Now let me just tell you guys just a quick aspect of why she started with this. I know a secret implies that she knows a lot more than the gang actually does, and a lot more than we are aware as well. From Darth Maul, she actually went on to find out a lot more. Very few people understand the true nature of the galaxy, that it is a prison and all of its inhabitants are prisoners, and the reason for that, the reason is one word. It is the name of our fear. It is the name of our chains. That word is the Sith. Now we start unraveling the truth. We understand that Darth Maul had trained her extensively, not only in fighting, but in mental acuity as well. They are an ancient order, continues Qi'ra, masters of the dark side of the Force. I learned about them from the one who ruled Crimson Dawn before me. Now we get to see the glorious stance of Darth Maul. The archivist says his name was Maul. For a time, he was one of them. Darth Maul, apprenticed to the only other Sith in the galaxy. There are only ever two. At his side, he learned of their mysteries, their power, and their eternal ambition. Then he died and was reborn. Now we see the Spider Maul that was salvaged by his brother Savage Opress. Not uncommon for the Sith. From what I know, embracing their true selves seemed to bring with it great pain, great change. But he was no longer truly a Sith. Qi'ra tells her gang that like so many of you, he was used, and when he was no longer useful, he was discarded. That is what the Sith do. They take and then they throw away. The galaxy is in the shape that it is because under the Sith, it is a pyramid, says Qi'ra. Everyone climbing to the same place, pushing others down so they can ascend. And at its peak, someone waits, ready to destroy anyone who would dare approach. The only truly free person in the galaxy is at the top, and at the top is Emperor Palpatine. Now we see this beautifully horrifying picture of Palpatine unleashing dreadful lightning all throughout the galaxy, dominating it through force, and beside him, protecting him, is his apprentice Darth Vader. But everyone in the galaxy knew him as Emperor Palpatine. Very few knew what Qi'ra is about to reveal right now. Qi'ra tells the archivist and the others that his true name, his Sith name is Darth Sidious, the name of his apprentice Darth Vader. They are the most powerful people in the galaxy, and they must die so the galaxy can live. What Qi'ra relayed to the archivist right now, and what the archivist is talking about through the holocron, is that Qi'ra knew a lot more than the rest of the galaxy. In fact, as I said, very few people knew the real truth. I mean, if we talk about Tarkin, you could say the second in line after Darth Vader, he knew very little. He suspected as much, but he didn't know the full scope of the truth as Qi'ra does. So this tells us that Qi'ra is very much in the know because of Darth Maul, of course. So one could say that since Darth Maul told her about Darth Sidious's real name and about the Sith, then we know from the Clone Wars Season 7 that Darth Maul knew perfectly well who Darth Vader really is. Maul knew that Darth Vader is, in fact, Anakin Skywalker, the fallen Jedi. Since Maul told everything he knew to Qi'ra, then the new series Crimson Reign will be all that more interesting because Qi'ra knows perfectly well the real identity of Darth Vader, and she will probably tease him as well in the future when they inevitably get together and fight for a second time. She will tell him to his face that she knows his real identity as Anakin Skywalker, and I can't wait to see Darth Vader flip out and get triggered. I don't believe she knows a lot about Padme as well, but if she found out about Padme too, then Vader is about to get super triggered. So that's why I'm so excited about this new series coming up in December and throughout the first half of 2022. Crimson Reign will release each month, and I will bring it to you guys as soon as possible. So be sure to subscribe to check out all this great new content. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe for dailies. Now you have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.